Ladies and gentlemen, after a stunning Game 1 victory at a final score of 20-3, we bring you Game 2 of Cold War Gaming versus Treant Protoker. Vlogs, what do you think of that last game?
It was quite a spectacular, I don't want to say stomp, but it was something of a face rolling that Cold War Gaming did there.
Cold War did do a great job. They did exactly what the Ruskies did back in the 60s. They shut off everyone, and despite them not winning the Cold War, we still saw them do a great show of force. Cold War Gaming going with the standard ban of Marana first. Treant Protoker doing what they need to do and banning out Invoker first. This time they're not going to make that mistake a second time.
Really what that last game came down to was there was no real lane strength coming out from Treant Protoker, and they really paid for it. They had a weak bottom lane that just allowed the Doom to farm and get levels without really any problem, and Invoker was allowed to get his solo XP while the Morphling had split XP with Io. So really, they didn't get anything from any of their lanes, and it really cost them.
It put them behind so far in the game, and that really bit them in the ass because they couldn't capitalize mid game, and by that point, Cold War was so far ahead that they just trounced. Well, as always, you are joining us here in the UGC League. UGC League is doing its first Dota season with this season right here you're watching. This is called Season 0, by the way. If you like our casters, or you like the UGC, or you want to be a part of any of our future events, because we have TF2 and I believe Counter-Strike stuff as well, click any of the buttons you see in the Twitch chat below. You can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, you can also follow us via the UGC website, ugcleague.com. If you like our style, you know, myself, Joojkins, or Technoman, follow us at twitch.tv/thebrushfire. We cast Dota games as well as talk about old video games and new video games alike. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/nighthorsemedia. Follow us on Twitter at overclockedad. First picks coming out very quickly on Cold War Gaming. Disruptor getting picked up first. Great choice right there. I love Disruptor. He is a boatload of fun to play. I got to play him a couple of times recently. I really gelled with him. So I gotta say, as far as supports go, he is currently my favorite, almost supplanting Enchantress as overall favorite support. Ancient Apparition, on the other hand, I don't like him very much myself, but he is a force to be reckoned with in the right hands, and he's going to be teaming up with Wraith King as a 1-2 go buckle your shoe support combo right there. What do you think that's going to be doing for Treant Protoker's lineup so far?
They have very strong support base so far with the AA and the Wraith King. It really is going to come down to what they pair those up with. They have the beginnings of a very strong tri-lane, but they need to pick a strong third for that, and they need to have other good, they need their other lanes to be strong. They were not strong in their last game. That's really what cost them.
You're right. Those weakened lanes really put them far behind, and even though Morphling had a Midas, it wasn't enough to keep them. As you've said several times in the past, Hand of Midas is not a catch-up item. Hand of Midas is a stay-ahead item. We're going to see a Darkseer pickup by Cold War Gaming. Darkseer, another fun one to play with. I love comboing Darkseer with Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is my signature hero. And I gotta say, Darkseer is so much fun to have when you can just kind of hang around.
Well, you just like doing that against bots because they don't know what's going on.
I've done it in PvP before too, sir. It works. It works.
10 seconds remaining.
Weaver getting banned out by CWG. What do you think about CWG's current lineup with Disruptor and Darkseer? What do you think we're going to see out of them in the coming picks and bans?
Reserve time.
Well, right now they have a very solid team fight lineup with the Darkseer Vacuum and Wall and the Disruptor excuse me, I don't remember. Kinetic Field and Static Storm. really what they can continue to go down this big team fight line, and that will definitely pay off for them if they can, you know, get their execution down. But it really comes down to, with just these two, they don't have a lot of lane strength so far. Disruptor does pair up very well with a lot of heroes, so it's going to come down to what the next support is that they pick.
Over in Twitch chat, Colsoria says that the best Ags hero Disruptor coming in. Spectre getting banned out by CWG.
I don't know if I would say best Ags.
Colsoria disagrees, says the king.
You didn't even hear that comment yet.
Whatever, he said the king.
10 seconds.
It'll work in 3 minutes,
He's
trust me.
He's preemptively disagreeing with me.
That is some pro prediction skills. Colsoria, you need to put that prediction skill to good use and go play some Dota, my friend. Now we're going to go into reserve time on Treant Protoker. They're going to think about this 4th ban. They're going to ban out Leshrac. What do you think about that there, Logs?
Leshrac does pair up fairly nicely with Disruptor, but there's definitely better picks. So, possibly a bit of a wasted ban, but I'm not entirely familiar with the way Cold War Gaming plays, so they might, you know, favor Leshrac.
Well, not that I'm supposed to talk about these kind of things, but Cold War Gaming does have a very good MMR as far as semi-pro teams go.
Hey,
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But Leshrac you don't hardly ever see picked or banned in most games, which is tragic because Leshrac is actually kind of fun to play around with.
5 seconds remaining.
Colsoria is predicting a Shadow Fiend pickup. Says does well with the King of Aghanim Scepter.
With the Tinker that's been picked up, Shadow Fiend, probably not. Shadow Fiend doesn't fare that well against Tinker.
Gotta have them right clicks. Gotta have them right clicks.
First.
Well, CWG is going into the reserve tank. They have 40 seconds left on the clock, and they still have several picks to go through as well as 1 ban. What do you think they're going to do with their lineup, Logs?
CGW, they would... Oh, never mind. Hard to say what they're doing with that Naga Siren. Naga Siren could fit in a lot of places here. It does fare rather well against Tinkers, so it's probably a mid Naga.
I would say so too. Naga is a pretty good choice for mid in any situation, really, and against Tinker, she does exceptionally well. Now, what do you think about the Bristleback pickup on Treant? Your signature Bristleback, so give me some insight.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So far it definitely works. Assuming they're putting him off lane. Which I hope they're putting him off lane. That's really the only place he's gonna work here. He can be put carry in the safe lane. It's not gonna work in this situation though. Oh, alright. It's probably gonna be a Outworld mid.
Yeah,
actually,
now that we have
Naga
OD...
Siren, carry or support. It's hard to say.
OD mid is a great choice right there. He used to dominate mid game. You saw him picked or banned in like nearly every game, and then Invoker started falling into favor for that position. I would like to see OD come back onto the center stage, but hey, you gotta take what you get.
OD's still a very powerful hero. Nothing about him has really changed.
No, you're right. He just fell out of favor.
Yeah.
Final ban phase has begun. Treant Protoker dipping into the reserve tank once again. Cold War Gaming at a little bit of a disadvantage as far as reserve time goes. Not much else to tell you. With this final ban, who do you think we're going to see?
Final bans, hard to say. I think they should probably ban out something like an AM. AM fares very well against Treant Protoker, and if they have the Naga Siren for their second support, well, they're gonna go ahead and ban the Dazzle instead.
Just in case triple supports for life.
Well, they're probably thinking that the Naga Siren will be the safe lane carry, which is a decent assumption.
Yes, it is. It's good prediction.
10 seconds.
Smart money is on that prediction right there. With 20 seconds remaining on Cold War's clock, they need to make this ban quickly. They will ban out the AM as foretold by the scrolls right there, Logs. Very good choice. You know what I don't like?
What?
Wraith King's beard. Not a fan of it.
Why don't you like it?
It looks like a hat for his chin.
It totally does.
Exactly. It bothers me. Like if it were a full beard, like say Tinker or Disruptor's chin strap looking thing right there,
10 seconds.
I could deal with it. But it's a little hat for his clavicle.
5 seconds.
Well, hey man, it's hard to grow a beard when you're a ghost.
I suppose. You don't get much growth out of being dead. Going into reserve time, Treant Protoker still has plenty of time to think about this last pick.
You know what they should have done instead of making him a Wraith King? They should have just put a Tacta beard onto the skeletons.
Skeleton Beard King.
Skeleton Beard King.
Viper pick up for the final choice on Treant Protoker. Now, Cold War, what are they going to do?
I don't know about this. That doesn't really strike. Viper is very strong, but if they're planning on running this as a safe lane tri lane, it's not going to get much done because Darkseeler will just
Remaining.
oh, Lifestealer. He'll just surge away.
Right, you are. Darkseer's like, well, you're gonna go in on me. Well, I'm gone. Later.
See ya.
You know who else has a good beard? Darkseer. Look at that beard. It's all wizardy and junk.
You know who else has a good beard? Lifestealer. Oh wait, that's just teeth.
Yeah, that's several teeth. That's not a beard. That's just more teeth.
Disruptor's got a pretty good beard, actually.
Just put Disruptor's beard on Lifestealer's face. Somehow. I don't care how.
On the screen now.
On the screen now. And that's going to be your lineup, folks. We're going to go down to the field now and take a look at who we have fighting the good fight today. Over on Radiant side, it's going to be your Treant Protokers. Rocking the little centipede courier. I like that guy. Tofu is going to be your Ancient Apparition. Neko is going to be your Wraith King. Stalin is going to be your Tinker. Muda is going to be your Viper, saying a little have fun. And then finally your Bristleback is going to be Croton. Who do we have on the Cold War Gaming side? Logs.
Over on Cold War Gaming, we have Paco Minias on the Lifestealer, Mogor on the Darkseer, Don Zeniro on the Naga Siren, Deal With It on the Disruptor, and Tito on the Outworld.
I find it very, very appropriate that Deal With It will be the Disruptor, because that's going to be very schadenfreude-laden once the static cage comes out.
30 seconds to battle.
Kinetic Field.
It's kinetic static shock. Kids WB.
Kinetic Field.
Static
Kinetic Field.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Colsoria says that Wraith King's beard is more of a croissant.
Yeah, kind of looks like
definitely see the croissant in it. Just look at that little croissant.
Battle begins.
Croissant King. Wraith King will pick up an early Invis rune and will go a-hunting into the dire woods.
Looks like they will be doing an offensive tri-lane, which will fare a lot better for them, but I'm still not entirely convinced that it'll work.
It could. I can see it working for them. I also like the set that Lifestealer is rocking right now. Very BDSM geared.
I don't think a simple collar makes it.
It's got a mask and claws and a spiky belt. The spiky collar.
I don't know, man. I don't see it.
Over in the Twitch chat, vote now if you think that Lifestealer's set right here qualifies as BDSM gear. Just put a yes or a no, and we'll tally up the votes and then put it on the stats after all was said and done.
No.
No. Just saying no. Imprison goes out on Muda. Muda is going to back away into tower range, and OD is going to kind of just saunter on away.
Sapping a little intel. Just sapping a little intel.
You can call OD the NSA of Dota right there, stealing all that intel. Topical humor. Oh yes, Dota 2 Killcopter.
I don't know that they're stealing it from anyone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, and we're gonna get first blood thanks to Darkseer, who's gonna get a nice kill on Tinker. However, he could end up paying for it. Dips down to 40 health. He's gonna surge and need to get out of there. Definitely a good job on Moger's part right there. 1-0 at the 2-minute mark. So Darkseer doing a great job and laughing as he walks away. Very well done. He's gonna get himself a haste rune for his troubles.
I'm still a little surprised that they decided to put Tinker solo in the safe lane. He doesn't really have anything that can keep him safe from the Darkseer, as you no doubt saw.
Oh yeah.
Just sort of got dove.
He's got March of the Machines, but really that's not something you want to rely on.
I mean,
Robo Ant.
it's good for farming.
It is. It's great for farming, but it's not something you rely on for pure damage output.
Mogor's just he's just pulling the lane now.
And he can afford to do it too. And then he puts Stalin on his terms. He's going to pick up a nice last hit after Stalin went for the deny. Laser goes out. Moger dipping down. He's got the ion shell still going. 275 health. Moger doesn't even mind. He's not worried about it.
He's got a ring. He's got a soul ring and another ring of regen. So he's pretty solid on the health regen.
He's all right. He's just going to keep this lane pulled and get himself some XP like it wasn't anything. Up in top lane, Croton is finding himself in a bad spot. He is inside the kinetic cage. Oh, he's dipping down far. He's been stuck in place. He's been open wounded. He is going to get zipped back. And thanks to a good play by Don Zenrio, the assist on Paco and deal with it, they're going to pick themselves up another kill on Cold War Gaming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tinker's TP'd mid. He's gonna try and get a little support. Give a little support to the Viper.
Perhaps he saw that Moger had rotated mid as well, and knew that he needed to do that. Meanwhile, we could see a smoke come up there. Don Zenrio guarding the DD rune. Deal with it, of course, staying a little bit further away. And here we have OD coming in. Tito is going to grab that DD rune. Scary. Scary.
Tito.
It's his name, Tito.
Tito
Puente.
Tito Puente.
He died.
Yeah.
It's tragic. Anyway, the results of the poll are in, and it looks as though, no, the stuff that Lifestealer is wearing is not considered BDSM gear. Muda gonna get ganked out very well. Don Zenrio is gonna get that last hit though. Disruptor though will trade for it. Viper
getting eaten up by that tower.
Mm-hmm. Kelsoria says in chat, how to counter Tinker? Mass Blade Mail. What do you think about that strategy there, Logs?
It can work, but to be honest, it's not the optimal solution.
It is not indeed. Tito now finding himself in a bad spot, being drained slowly thanks to that exquisite toxin that Muda has.
Courier's in danger here on bottom.
Oh, Surge going out. Moger, Surge, 8 seconds.
He's not going to be able to get it.
Just slight of getting that Courier. Very well done by Moger, indeed. He's going to keep more pressure on there. In comes Wraith King with the teleport, though. Neko going to try to maybe seal the deal in here. Stalin's coming in. Moger, you're in a bad spot. Stunned out. Boom! Slicey, ain't it nicey. Wraith King secures Darkseer's head. That's what you get for walking with impunity for quite some time, my friend.
Tower is under attack.
Tito's going to swing up here and break up a haste rune top. Not sure if he's really going to be able to do much with that. Not in this lane, at least. If he runs top with it, he can definitely get some solid kills with Sanity's Eclipse.
Yes. Meanwhile, Disruptor will take out AA's supports for a support. And top lane 4-2 now at the near 7-minute mark. Looks like Moger has resigned himself to farming back where it's safe with his creep line. Definitely a good choice right there.
Moger's well on his way to getting his mech up. He's just a little bit away from I think he has enough for his yeah, he's got enough for the buckler now. I think he's just saving up to buy the buckler and the recipe at the same time.
And now Moger's in a bad spot. He will surge and run out of there. Possibly could cost him. It's not going to. OD popping the haste rune. Let's see where he goes. Don Zenryo coming up for the assist. Darkseer's in a bad spot. He's trying to save it off. OD comes down. Sanity's Eclipse on Tofu. Tofu dips down to nothing HP. 16 health. He's running. Last hit on Tofu. No, it doesn't. He will sap through it. Kinetic Cage coming out on Neko. Neko is now running for his life. Stun going out on OD. He will go down, though. No ulti for him. And after all of that, deal with it will make other people deal with it as he gets yet another kill. Carry Disruptor could be in the works right now.
Oh, I doubt a carry, but I believe, who was it? Mr. Colsuria?
Colsuria, yes.
Colsuria, I think he's going to get his wish with Ags on Disruptor this game.
You think so?
I think so.
That is a scary thought indeed. If it does happen, Colsuria, good call.
Dave should give you a rare.
I did not say that.
You should give him one anyways.
I ain't giving nothing to nobody.
Dave.
What?
Give me rares.
Logs, give me good commentary.
I did.
Okay, good. End of exchange. Back in mid lane, World Devourer imprisoning Viper once again. Muda losing so much intel in this one. Meanwhile, Darkseer, Moger is going to take himself out. A nice helping of Tinker. I really don't think that mass blade mail is going to come into play because Moger is just doing such a good job of keeping Tinker just shut down completely in this game.
Moger's got enough for his mechanism now, so he can
He's
go
got
ahead
way
and
more
buy
than
it
enough.
now.
My question
I think
is,
he actually might be saving up for a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm thinking that he's going for Blink. He's like, well, I don't really need mechanism, so I'm gonna save up for Blink, and then I'm gonna start vacuuming fools into my wall.
Well, we'll see very soon here. He's almost got enough for it.
Ten-minute rune going to DD Muda. DD Viper incoming. That's a scary thought right there. And because of that, Tito is going to dip down behind his tower, try to stay out of there. Blarf. Oh, meanwhile, Tinker is going to get some revenge on Naga down bottom. Homing missile comes in, deal with it, is going to be able to deal with it, and he's going to get out of there. He's going to start teleporting away. Yeah, he'll get out of there.
Tito baiting out the ult from Viper with an illusion rune.
Oh, what tragedy, and he did fall for it too. Oh. Some expert play coming out of Cold War gaming. Meanwhile, Lifestealer is going to pick himself up a Bristleback.
It's like Bristleback's almost got his armlet finished. And he's got a Orb of Venom, which is probably how he's been doing so well against the Bristleback, just being able to slow him so easily.
Think he's gonna go Scotty?
No.
No Scotty?
No Scotty. I think it's just an early game lane help item.
That's fine.
Might be in a bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, Paco is going to have to run away. Though
Oh.
the song comes in, and this is going to be bad news bears for these gentlemen. They were going to single out Wraith King, which is odd because they probably could have caught both of them in the cage.
I think that was a bit of a bad choice. They didn't really think about how he was totally going to come back and just slow everyone down and start throwing stuns.
And slow is something that stacks when it comes to your man Bristleback. Rage in the cage did not work out, and Croton will walk away with that title belt in hand.
Very surprised they decided to do that.
And with that, they're going to disjoint that attack on top lane. OD trying to chase down Stalin. Stalin will get imprisoned. Not much else will happen from that.
Darkseer did in fact end up going for the mechanism. But he's got a lot of gold now, so he might still be trying to get a Blink Dagger.
You think maybe he just went for the mechanism just for a little bit extra sustain?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, skirmish happening up top. Don Zinrio getting snotted on. Static Cage coming out. Static Field going up. Croton's in a bad spot. Open Wound's coming out. He will go down. Tofu's now in a bad spot as they turn their attack on them. Sandy's Eclipse comes out, will be able to deal with that one. It's going to be a 2-for-2 exchange, possibly a 2-for-3. No, Muda will be able to get away scot-free. So they did lose Lifesteal and they did lose Naga in that fight over on Cold War, and Bristleback and Ancient Apparition went down on 420 Treant Protoker side. Colsoria is saying that Orb is more of a mid-game fighting for mid-game fighting Lifestealer. So probably won't be built into a Scotty, but hey, a man can dream.
Man can dream of very silly things that will never happen.
Hey, you know what? The silly things in life are what I live for, man. Comedy is always gold. Now we could see a bit of a skirmish here. Tito's in a bad
Tito
spot.
getting a little ballsy here.
Oh, so ballsy. Wraith King chasing down. Tito gets lasered. The AA ult comes out. His cage goes up. Will not be able to help. Deal with it. Gonna glimpse back Neko. A very good play on that one. So he saves himself some trouble right there. Stalin will be all right. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Moger is just continuing to push all by his lonesome, not even caring.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Up top, more swings. Croton is teaming up with this creep wave to try to bring down this tower. Tower's down to 500 HP and falling, but he may not be able to get it yet. They do not have fortification on Dire's side, so CWG, if they lose this tower, or if they don't try to do something, this tower will go down. Teleport coming in from Tito. He will imprison up Bristleback. Bristleback will walk out of there, though. Popping Mana Boots, getting out of there. Okay to go.
And he's going to go ahead and deny this top tower.
Well done by Tito on that one. Keep money out of their pockets. Let's take a look at the gold graph right now. CWG still holding on a lead right now, about 3,500 gold. XP, though, just above 1,000 XP, and that's not much in this game. We're going to switch over to net worth now. Darcy, you're sitting at 6,800, almost 7,000 gold. Bit of a skirmish happening in mid lane now. Stalin popping, March the Machines, throwing the rearm. However, there will be nothing coming of it as March the Machines kind of hits absolutely nothing in this field right here.
This is really when Tinker's going to start being able to do a lot of pushing and making a real big difference in this game. Now that he has his boots travels and he's got he actually opted to get a second level in laser instead of getting a second level in rearm. That's quite questionable.
Nice teleport in, a great glimpse from Croton, or from Deal With It. Croton is in a super bad spot after Paco raged himself up. You missed it when you weren't looking, but he did a great job of hiding inside a creep as Tinker teleported in using the boot to travel and was able to save himself long enough for Disruptor to come in, seal that deal against Bristleback. That is some great level play right now going on CWG.
I saw it.
Invisibility.
Swinging in from the side, Invisible Mogre.
Why, thank you.
These two teams
Mogre's
are
look to initiate on them here.
Yeah, these two teams are standing on
three.
eggshells.
It's pretty good chance.
All they got to do is bait out in river. Bait out in the river. That's all they got to do. Now Darcy's in a bad spot. He's got plenty of time left on his illusion rune.
It's an invis rune.
Or excuse me, his rune. They're both being advised. The illusion Nagas are coming in. The Sing comes in, so now they can set up for a great vacuum. Song goes off. Blink in. Vacuum in. No wall. No, we got the wall. We have the wall now. Oh, so much is happening right now on the screen. I cannot even believe it. Neko does come up from the reanimation. Cage comes up. It will seal out Croton and Neko. And Tito will just force to have himself out of there. Don Zinrio is running now, running for her life, trying to get out of there. Those bristle stacks starting to fall off. He will not be able to catch up with her, though. No, he might. He might. Oh, this could spell bitter end for Don Zinrio. We followed him all the way up this shop. He will not be able to teleport out of there. One swing from Bristleback's mighty forearm seals her fate right there. That's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange and a failed gank and a very great turnaround on Treant Protoker.
As I was saying, it's like the damage from March Machines and Rockets is really just doing an insane amount of work in these team fights. Even with all that setup and all those ultis with the Sanity's Eclipse and the illusory wall, it just wasn't enough.
Over in chat, Kulsuri is saying the comebacks, and the Radiant does have a better late game lineup. Only AA won't scale well. Very good, very wise words, Golsoria.
AA actually scales pretty decently. He just has to get an Agnum Scepter, which he's actually got half of right now.
His ult scales well, himself not so much.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Moger begins pushing back yet again on bottom tower. Bottom tower, Radiant side. Still about half health. Lifestealer comes in with the Nyx bomb. Vacuum going in. Stalin will go down thanks to a very well-timed gank from Paco. Paco stops his armlet, and that just drains him of all of his health. Good times to be had.
Staring each other down mid.
Nope, there will be a go-in. Ult goes out on Tito from Muda. Muda will be able to get out of the cage, and not much else happened in that fight. We're going to go to a pause.
Alright, and we're back into it.
The prison goes out. They're going to single out AA. The field is up. He will not be in the cage, though. Vacuum goes out. Croton in a bad spot. He will get glimpsed back into the static field. Still, silenced, but he will get out of there. OD will imprison himself, so he does not have any issues getting out of there. They will miss yet another crucial cage. However, Stalin could find themselves hitting the net. Don Zinryu is going to be able to do that. Disruptor getting the last hit on that one. Don Zinryu dropping down to 58 HP after taking several tower shots in that exchange. Bristleback's going to pick up Lifestealer, though. That's good.
Everyone really limped away from that fight at pretty low health due to
At least on
machines.
At least on CWG's side. On Treant side, no, they did great.
Got to be careful here. Ulti's going to come in.
Oh, Tito was
not
able
going to pick up anybody.
Tito was able to get out of there. He saw it coming. He's like, yeah, it's probably a thing we should look out for. Teleport's coming in. Cancels. Very good cancels right there. March of the Machines doing yet again more damage than they can even handle. And that will be the end of the tier 1 in mid. It's going to be the second turret for Treant Protoker this game.
Tower.
Tower, my bad. They're interchangeable.
No.
It's defense of the ancients, not defense of towers. No. A.
No. Turrets are a thing from a completely different game.
World of Warcraft.
Exactly. Still only level 1 rearm on Stalin.
What is up with that?
Not a fan of this choice.
He's got level 1, but he's got level 4 and everything else, but I really don't think it's going to be great for him.
Maybe he's thinking that it's not worth the additional mana cost?
Perhaps.
But then you have to wait 3 seconds for every rearm. That's dumb. That's stupid. If you can cast your March of the Machines that much quicker, you'd be able to kill your enemies that much faster, and you'd win more of these team fights.
Ping going out. Moger in a bit of trouble now. Neko is going to throw the stun. Chilling Touch comes out on Moger. AA in the backfield, but Surge is going to be like, nah, I'm gone. Later, dude. Blink out of there. Disrupts the homing missile and the stun from Wraith King. Tragic day. Croissant Beard's got to go off somewhere else.
Croissant Beard.
It's a croissant. This is a croissant.
It is a croissant. It's totally a croissant.
I didn't know Wraith King was French. La Wraith King. Oh,
that's terrible.
Trample my bones. Oh,
Dave, stop being racist.
No, actually, that's just Maurice Xavier. You know.
You're racist.
No, that's the actor Maurice Xavier. That's an impression of him. Maurice Xavier was a French actor who talked like that.
You're racist.
So,
right?
logs. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Muda is going to find himself on the bad end of a splashy Naga illusion. Now, Naga still nowhere close to a Radiant. She's got boots and a ring of regen. Nothing else.
She's a support, buddy. She's not gonna get one.
It makes me sad. I like supports to have really stupid items like Radiances and Divine Rapiers.
But we have to, you know, actually think about what they're actually gonna pick instead of, you know, saying what we want them to pick.
But you see, what they're going to pick is normal, and people come to be entertained. Anyway, back to the game at hand. It is 15-4 at the 26-minute mark. CWG, who crushed last game, is finding themselves a bit on the underhand of it, because they're leading in towers, they're leading in gold by just a bit, they're leading in XP by just a bit, but this game has been back and forth since about the 15-minute mark.
Really what it's gonna come down to is who does the best in this mid-game. The person who is, you know, on top in about 10 more minutes is probably going to win.
Oh no, this could be bad for Moger, but it also could be bad for Muda. Muda has a double damage rune. The vacuum comes out, the next bomb comes out. Rage going out on Paco, and he will be able to just wreck that Viper. Viper tried his best to gank out Moger, but he did not know that Nyx lived inside his veins. March of the Machines. Look at how much damage that is doing. Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Pings coming out from Tito's trying to ping out Ancient Apparition Tofu.
Surprised we haven't seen a Pipe of Insight come up yet. I think that might be what Naga Siren's building, but I'm not sure. Looks like they're gonna head into Roche Pit and start doing them. Then, if the Treant Protokers could definitely respond to this if they move quickly enough. They really need to get in there now if they're going to do it, though.
They have so many Naga illusions to deal with. There's pings coming out. Purple knows he's there. Viper knows what's up. Muda is pinging so hard. They are not. They're just not going to be able to do it. And there it goes. Big old Doshan is gone from this one. Oh, stun coming out from Neko. Neko's now in a bad spot. He will get glimpsed back into the cage thanks to a nice Naga net. Neko's now in a bad spot. Will go down, reincarnate, coming back. Rage going up. Not enough to save him. Paco spin at low health this entire fight. Will pop the Aegis. Muda, open wounds, gone. That's going to be... They're trying to get Bristle back. They are trying to get Ancient Apparition. They want to get both of these two guys. They're so low on health. Naga just needs to be able to get into range with her song. She got Tofu. She got Bristle back. Oh, she let it go before she could get on him. They will pick up Tofu, but they will not get Bristle back. Unfortunately, Don Zinryo popping down to 450 HP. And then Paco is going to try to get himself Stalin, but oh, so much damage comes out from March of the Machines. And after all was said and done, that was a 3-for-none exchange in favor of CWG.
Not really sure what they thought that kinetic field would do, considering Tinker has a blink dagger.
Maybe they wanted to, I don't know, keep the turret shots inside the cage. I don't know.
Tower shots.
Whatever. BKB going up on Croton. Deal with it. Gets hit by the nose goo. Stun goes out. Deal with it. It's in a bad spot. He's getting hit by so many Marks of the Machines. He will go down to Croton. Nice big swinging right there. Open wounds going on to Neko. Neko will be able to walk away from that one. Nice and easy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, bottom lane has pushed itself in. Stalin will port back to base to stave off that advance.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Over in mid lane, we have a concerted effort coming in from Muda, Neko, and Croton. They're going to try to maybe push in this middle lane, try to get themselves a tier 2, which they have not gotten a tier 2 yet on their board over on Toker, so...
This Cold War Gaming actually still has a tier 1 tower up that has almost no damage on it.
Which is absolutely ridiculous at the 30-minute mark. And I want to say it's because of the best efforts of Moger right there, because he has been on this bottom lane the entire game, coming out
he's just been pushing it all game.
And that's excellent strategy right there. Keep the pressure up so you can keep this game on your terms, even if your draft lineup isn't as strong late game as your opponent's. Pause. Pause, pause. So at 18 to 17, 1 kill separates these two teams. 5,000 gold, around about 7,500 we're getting close towards. About the same thing on XP as well in the favor of Cold War Gaming. So they're still in the lead, barely by kills, but stats don't lie. The Cold War Gaming is currently running the show. Moger gets himself a nice helping of Lifestealer inside his gut. Surge coming out. He's getting ready to push bottom lane hard, and anybody who tries to stand against him is going to find themselves in a bad way. Right now, Muda, all that's left on bottom lane currently...
He's going to go in on Muda.
He's going. He's going. Open Wounds goes out. Muda's in a bad spot. Pops the mechanism. Is not going to be enough. Pops the ult on Minus, but he had his... excuse me, his rage up. Moger
still gets slowed from it, though.
Oh, but then Naga Siren comes in. BKB is active on Croton, but he is going to find himself all alone, sung to sleep. Sad face.
They're just going to disengage from this, because that fight turned sour real quick.
It did, and they got out while the getting was good, and that's what they needed to do.
Outworld's, he's working towards a Scythe of Ice now, but he's about halfway done, I'd say. Still pretty weak at this point without it. He really needs just that one more int item, so he can really start blowing people up.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we
Lifestealer's really weak right now.
Darkseer just got 8 up, 50-second cooldown on that one. That's how far ahead he is. He's got 13,000 gold in pocket. That's 3,000 more than Tinker has gotten. Tinker has been popping back, free farming all over the place. Yeah, but you're right. Lifestealer is way weak. He's got an armlet, and that's it.
And a casual Vite booster.
Gotta have that health, man.
There's better things he could have gotten. He could have used it to get probably an Ogre Club that he could build into a Sange if he really wants health.
Exactly. That gives him attack damage, too.
Yes. Yes, it does.
But hey, casual vid booster. Who am I to argue?
We're the casters. It's our job.
Well, we
it's
don't
our job to argue.
We can't argue with them.
Oh
Who are we gonna
no,
argue?
he is going for a heart. He doesn't. I guess it's not really going to give him the damage he needs. He really needs something like a Salt Cuirass.
Yeah, that would be amazing for him right now. Because it would also help out his teammates too.
Yeah. Everyone on the enemy team is pretty low armor, so just that Just the 5- armor would make a huge difference. What item do you think we're going to see next from Darkseer?
Darkseer? Let's see what he's got right now. Darkseer's sitting on a blink, soul ring, mech, boots, and a pipe. I don't want to say he'll go Vanguard because he doesn't really need it.
No, definitely not Vanguard.
He's saving up quite a chunk of change.
If I had to guess, I would say he's probably going to get a Shiva's Guard.
That's what I would say that too. Yeah,
Shiva's Guard. He just picked up half of his Shiva's Guard. He's got the plate mail and the recipe now.
Yep, he's ready to go. He's saving for buyback, so just in case. But yeah, Shiva's Guard is a great item for him. It's definitely going to help out in those team fights, especially after vacuums.
OD just picked up his Scythe of Vice as well, so he's now hitting real hard.
Oh yes, that mana regen, so gross.
It's really the increase in his mana pool and his base intelligence that's really going to make the difference.
Hey, with some good scouting right there.
Hey.
Stalin still pushing this game, keeping this game on, like, they're trading pressures back and forth is what it seems to me.
It's really just a farming war right now. There's really not a whole lot of action.
We are currently in Chinese Dota.
And to be honest, Cold War Gaming will win this late game with the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is pretty much going to dominate the entire enemy team if it goes late game.
Lots of items coming out. Viper picking up his Aghanim Scepter. Darkseer picking up his Shiva's Guard. He's got it ready to go. Both of these teams are gearing up. They're getting great items. Smoke Gank coming out from Cold War Gaming. They have all of them ready to go. This is a 5-man Smoke Gank at this point. They're not going to see anybody at home. But possibly...
They're going to catch the Bristle here.
They are going to catch the Bristleback so hard. Bristleback will go down easy. Ale comes out to try to save it. Will not be able to do much of anything, though. And they will get a successful gank up there. Big vacuum coming out. Shiva's Guard going out. Reanimate coming in on Neko. Had Sneeze halfway through that fight. And a song goes out.
They want more. They want more.
Caught out. Oh my god, this is going to be it right there. AA is going to go down. That's going to be the 4-man exchange in this one. They want to go after Tinker. They're going after Tinker. Stalin goes down like hot butter on a breakfast plate. And that's going to be all she wrote right there for that. A very successful smoke ache on Cold War Gaming. They just put 4 kills in their pocket and have really put this game on the path towards their inevitable victory at this point. Because as you said, Paco will be carrying this game on his bony shoulders.
And he's already starting to pick up the first part of his Basher, which is really what's gonna...
That's gonna
While
start...
I still think he needs some sort of attack speed item, the Basher is really gonna...
Open wounds going out on Croton. Croton in a bad spot. He will BKB. He got netted. He's inside the cage. Ale goes off, will swing, and it'll hit. It'll hit Don Zenrio. Don Zenrio will drop down to 314 health. Pop the illusions to try to disrupt that. Will not be able to get that one on there. She is going to start ticking down so very...
He's going to die from this.
Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, just enough to take him down. Gone, baby, gone. AA picks himself up. A very nice Don Zenrio. Now, Disruptor has not gotten Ags. He just picked himself up a Blade of Alacrity. What do you think he's building that in 2 logs?
Well, considering he also has a points booster, it's definitely an axe.
So he's gonna go for the Ags. Now, it's odd that he didn't go for, say, the Mystic Staff. I don't think it's the Mystic Staff. It's junk.
Staff of Wizardry?
That's it. Staff of Wizardry is what I'm thinking of. It's odd that he didn't go for that instead to boost his main stat up and help himself out.
That actually is quite odd. Even if he didn't get the Staff of Wizardry, I would have expected him to get the Ogre Club.
Perhaps a...
But it doesn't look like he's going to pick up either. He's just using the remaining spot he had for wards.
Perhaps going for, say, a Panic Buy, maybe?
No. I don't think he intends to have any of them in his inventory until he has the full Agnum Scepter.
And that's acceptable. Meanwhile, over in Roche Pit, we are going to see a throwdown of epic proportions. The big barn monster, Joojkins, is going down. And CWG is going to try to get that immortality for themselves. This is the second Roche attempt of the game. No cheese yet, so not quite there in that late in the game. 5,000 health left on Roshan, and they are going to definitely pick this up. None of Treant Protoker is aware of what's going on. They're just pushing out. They are pinging now finally as Roshan goes down. Lifestealer picking up the immortality. Moger currently housing himself an immortal Nike's Bomb. Shiva's Guard going out. Paco gonna take out Stylen up top. Boom! Couldn't get the rearm off fast enough. Meanwhile, over on near Radiant side Rune area, Croton is trying to get himself up. Pops the BKB. It's gonna be all she wrote here. The song comes out. They're gonna put Croton and Muda to sleep. They're gonna re-pop it. Muda is gonna get stuck in here. He is netted. He is gonna go down. Yes! Neko comes in through the cage. He's gonna try to get himself. He does have reanimate available. It's on cooldown now. He blinks out of there before he even finishes respawning. Croton now netted. Thanks to Naga Siren, he is now stuck in the cage. Croton is gonna go down as well. That's gonna be a 3-for-none exchange. Could be a 4-for-1. Neko is gonna go down way quick too. Boom! Wraith King done. That's a 5-for-1 total, unofficial.
Oh, they're gonna get Tinker here too.
Oh, that's gonna be a 6-for-none exchange total. 5-man complete after the buyback. That's gonna be all she wrote right there for Treant Protoker. Paco dipping down to very low HP. That heart working its butt off to kind of keep him back up. 71.9 per second regen on his health. He's gonna be back fine and dandy quickly. He does have his Basher up now. That's bad news for all that remains of Treant Protoker. AA fires his ult off. Doesn't hit anything.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're gonna definitely take this tier 2 tower and probably gonna take the tier 3 as well.
With Tinker on a 45-second cooldown, no buyback status. Wraith King and Bristleback will be up very shortly, but yeah, they've got easy tier 3 sight right now. Mogra is going to surge up. Nike's Bomb in progress. Could see a little bit of suicide bombing going on here, although it's only suicide if you die in the process.
Gonna get a little bit of smoke action from Deal With It and Mogar. They're seeing if they can't pick someone off bottom. There's absolutely nobody down here. They're all mid, trying to just push it out.
Lots of Naga illusions now. That is a sextuplicate. Fish people. Gross. And Golsoria makes a good point. This is not the stomp that we saw last game. This is both teams digging deep and trying to keep this game on their terms. It has been back and forth, like I said, since the 15-minute mark, and CWG is now pulling away. Meanwhile, big Shiva's Guard burst and a Nike's Bomb coming out from Paco and Moger. Moger is going to be able to walk off with that one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're looking for more blood mid.
They're going to keep forcing this. Force Staff going in. Naga Siren ult coming out. Don Zerio is setting up a huge whammy right here. Tito is going to pop the BKB. Crouton is going to pop the BKB as well. Muto is going to be the one that's going to be turning the attentions on. He is so low in health. He will go down to OD. Tito picking up himself. Nice kill. Tinker is going to go down as well. Earlier in the thing, Wraith King reincarnates. Crouton is going to go down as well. That's going to be a 3.5 because Wraith King did walk off on that one. So a 3.5 for none kill right there. Very well done. Or 3.5 for one. 3.5 for one for Disruptor. Not a bad trade in my opinion. They're also going to get a tier 1 or tier 3 and some racks for their trouble too. Poor Wraith King, he can't do anything.
Colsoria, you will be happy to know that Disruptor does in fact have his Ags now.
So a 46-minute Ags for Disruptor. Moger in a bad spot gets sheep-sticked. Paco was living inside of him though. Stalin was not prepared for that. Neither was Neko. Neko's going to start getting wailed on too. He does not have ult. He will go down. He will try to stun Paco. Paco is going to get some backup though from Tito. Tito's going to force staff his way in there and he's going to finish off. He's going to finish off Wraith King. Croissant Beard is out of the picture now and they are going to walk off to go probably heal back.
Probably go push bottom as well.
Yep. Put some more pressure on. Take themselves up another tier 3, another rack set. Because you know in Dota, man, the idea is to collect the whole set of racks.
I thought it was to collect the whole set of buildings.
Well, that too. You want to collect the whole set of racks first. That way you can get the whole set of buildings.
Well, yeah, you gotta get all the buildings except the ancients so that you can stand in front of their pool and kill them.
Exactly, because that means you have all the proof of purchases necessary to pool farm.
Yeah.
Because you send all proofs of purchases of all of the buildings, with the exception of the ancient, and then you send it to One Valve Way, Redmond, Washington, whatever the zip code for Valve headquarters is. Care of Gabe Newell, and he will send you
One Valve Way.
One Valve Way.
I'm surprised you didn't go with another Power Rangers joke like you did last week.
I was trying to keep it topical. Not everyone likes Power Rangers.
Okay, yeah. In some bizarro land where people don't like Power Rangers.
Exactly, there's no such place. Everyone loves Power Rangers. Everyone who's watching the cast, they like Power Rangers. Should put up a stat that says everyone loves Power Rangers. What are you doing, Wraith King? Going up top to try to help Tinker? Is that what's going on? Meanwhile, OD is running on Tito. Tito is going to blink out, and then he's going to start throwing down the teleport. He is gone, baby. Tito stopping the teleport in thanks to the boots of travel. He will lose his teleport in. That was fantastic. 100% of people watching this cast loves Power Rangers. Thank you, Logs. I appreciate that, buddy.
Hey, gotta have one good stat, man.
Gotta have one good stat, man. Indeed. Teleport going in on Stalin. Paco Minius is going to get sheepstick turned into a pig. Aol goes out. Paco, he's going to be able to get out of there. The rage comes out. Open wounds on Tinker. Stalin will go down and they will call the GG. I guess Tinker was their last hope and thoughts, and they're going to call the GG. Maybe it's supper time. Who knows? And that's going to be all she wrote at a final score, 34-21. Cold War Gaming will eke out a 2-0 victory against Treant Protoker. What a fantastic game. What do you got to say? Logs? What do you think about that game? How do you think that they did?
That was definitely a very exciting game. It's very back and forth. Tinker, as with last week, definitely brought it back. Tinker's a very strong force to be reckoned with mid-game, but honestly, I think he would have done a lot better if he had actually skilled his ultimate at 11 and 16 like a normal person.
You're saying that his because he didn't do that set his team back.
Yeah, I think they would have done a lot better in the mid game if he had skilled it normally.
And I can see what you're saying there, and it kind of speaks to what Protoker's strategy happened last game. In game 1, that late game start that they had really just destroyed them in the late game. What do you think that kind of repeated itself, a history repeated itself kind of situation?
I wouldn't say so. They did pretty well in the early game, unlike the first game. So I don't know. In the first game, also didn't really get very far in the late game. I think it was still about the mid game when they did end up GGing out.
Who is currently the king of the call?
You know, I'm not sure.
Because Tofu would like to talk to us.
We can bring him on anyways. We don't need the king of the call for that.
I did put him in the call, but I can't dial into him until
you just do it. No, you invite him again.
Oh, okay.
That's how you do it. The first one just puts him in the call, and then the second one actually puts them in the call.
Yeah, I can't. It won't dial in unless we actually have him. Whoever the king of the call is, call him. I know myself some Skype, bro. I know myself some Skype.
I think it's Matt Jenkins.
Great. What a busta.
Yeah, what a busta.
All right, so let's. Dang it. I would say everyone hang up. We can't. All right, I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna put you in the call too. Okay.
Yep.
Hello.
Sir, how are you doing this evening?
I'm a little bit of a rough start, but it got exciting during the second game.
You are right about that, and we are going to talk to you about that in just a second. I'm going to bring my co-host in, that way we can have him talk too, because he was all up ons as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, hang up on that one. But and for those of you who don't know, I am being joined by, I believe, team captain, right?
No, I'm not team captain.
Co-captain?
Not even close.
Family friend and supporter?
Sure, we can say that.
Awesome. We're joined here by family friend and supporter of Treant Protoker, Tofu, who put out an outstanding game series in this best of 2 against Cold War Gaming. Excuse me. You sir, we noticed a couple of things. One of the things we noticed is that your team had a very rough start, game 1, and that's what set you back that first time. But game 2, you guys played your asses off. You were able to keep this game in like a back and forth game since minute 15. What do you think about that? What do you attribute to your slow start in game 1, and how do you attribute that back and forth with game 2?
I think for the first game, we don't this is the only practice we have is matches, so we don't really practice as much as we probably should. So it just it's been a theme that we lose the first game pretty hard, and then and then the second game's pretty close. So it's probably just a lack of practice, and the drafts. I don't know about the draft. I don't really know that much in terms of team competition or anything. So I think we could have gotten a little bit better with the draft because...
Well, your Game 2 draft was phenomenal. You had a great late game setup. I just think that what happened was a couple of missteps happened in the later team fights around about the 27-minute mark, and then you guys kind of fell off as Lifestealer was able to get his basher. He was able to get Junk. What was the other thing he had? Logs, help me out here. What was the other thing he had? Heart of Tarask. And that's what really set you back. After Lifestealer got those 2 items, he just started slinging his big old bony butt around, and that really caused that defeat there. Now,
yeah.
But like I said, you guys have spectacular skill. I can see it in you guys. You guys are definitely going to be able to go places competitively because you guys have draft awareness, and then you guys have lane awareness, and then you've also got just you're a bit rough around the edges, but you guys are going to go places. And I got to say, I'm very impressed with your level of play today.
Well, thanks. Yeah, maybe if we actually get some practice in, we can do something a little bit more impressive with our next games.
And
I think I think one of the other problems was we kind of just let the carry do their farming thing, and we didn't really stop their carry. In the beginning, we really got nixed quite a few times, so I think that's what helped us with the back and forth.
I can see what you're saying there. You're saying that because of that, or I wouldn't say it's a lack of map awareness, because you saw him farming out. Are you saying that maybe if you had a chance, you would have taken more gank attempts on that lone farmer or something like that?
I think if we had a chance, we should have gone for more gank attempts in general. But yeah, once he got his items, he just waited for Tinker to teleport, and then he was with Darkseer and he just infested, and I think that kind of secured the kill, or that secured the win for them. Those
Nyx bombs at the very end of the game were absolutely devastating. You are right; they were a definite force to be reckoned with. Logs, what would you say? Would you say that? Do you think that there was anything that Treant could have done better in the future?
Well, really, it came down to once you were starting to come back in the mid game and sort of make leaps and strides, you settled back into this pattern of passive farming of the lanes and letting Tinker passively push and not really getting aggressive and pressing your advantage.
Yeah,
I think really where your downfall came from.
Yeah, I think once we started being more aggressive, we really started doing better, and then we started getting passive again. We should have forced more team fights, I think, during the part where everybody was in the mid lane. Because usually when we team fought earlier, we won.
Yeah, like you did a great job once you got aggressive, and I think that's where your team strength lies. Your team strength lies in keeping that. Oh, my cat just jumped at me. Your team strength lies in that aggressive push, that keeping the game on your terms. Like, some people can do the passive farm and make it work for their team. I think that you guys should really go for the jugular next time you play around, because, man, you guys got some skill. You've got some good stuff in your camp, so don't sell yourself short, my friend. You're gonna go places in the competitive Dota scene.
All right. Well, I'm sure on behalf of the team we appreciate it, and yeah, I think we might try to do something with our potential.
Well, dude, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that, my friend. You have yourself a great night. Thank you for stopping by for the interview, man. Like I said, Treant Protoker, because I gotta say it right. I gotta say it right. My friend 420 Smoke Weed Every Day has done excellent in this game. Even though you didn't go your way, you guys put on a great show for everybody who was involved. Thank you so much on behalf of UGC. You did an awesome job. We look forward to seeing how well you do later on in the season. Yeah, I just want to give props to the other team because they really knew what they were doing. The Darkseer in the last game in particular. Oh, yes. Moger was his name. He was doing an amazing job. We watched him. If you go and watch the replay later, you'll see that definitely he was doing everything he can to keep that ruthless aggression in his camp. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that if you guys can mirror that style of play, you're gonna do fantastic later on in the series. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, my friend. All right. As Lewis from Left 4 Dead would say, no, thank you. And Ellis says something as well, but I don't remember because I don't play that game enough. Oh, you should play it, man. It's awesome. I played it twice or something.
There was this time when I tried to thank one of my cousins, and he didn't take kindly to that. One
time, me and the army were bombing Keith. Keith is this character who doesn't exist, really.
It
was sad. It was sad.
Well,
anyway,
that's what zombies apocalypses do to people, I guess.
They kill people. It's tragic.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming in here, Tofu. We do look forward to seeing you later in the series, my friend.
All right, thanks for having me.
I hope to see more great things. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm going to let you go, and we're going to wrap up the cast.
All right. Good luck. Have fun.
You too, my friend. You too. Take it easy, my friend. Alrighty. Well, that was an interview with Tofu, not quite captain of Treant Protoker. We couldn't get Paul in here. He had to disconnect because he was having internet issues prior to the cast, but that is okay. From all of our friends here at the UGC League, make sure you go to UGC, all the little buttons underneath us, click them. Click the Twitter, click the Facebook, click this website. So many things that UGC does other than Dota. So if you're a fan of Left 4 Dead, or not Left 4 Dead, TF2, that's the other Valve game. I've played in one of the UGC Highlander tournaments way back when. So I've got a little pedigree of competitive play myself. Make sure, if you liked our cast, go over to twitch.tv/thebrushfire. We do cast all sorts of things, be it old video games, new video games, and occasionally we'll do a Dota cast on there as well. Nighthorse Media, that's our web series on YouTube, youtube.com/Nighthorse Media. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/OverclockedAfterDark. Twitter at OverclockedAD. The official, unofficial podcast of Overclocked Remix and the video game remixing scene in general. Logs, is there anything else you want to say before we take off for the night?
No, I believe that's everything.
That is everything. I think Stalin was saying, making jokes at me, saying the insight. Lol. He says it wasn't even close. I disagree. It was pretty close up until the end. So that, on that note, we are going to end. Thank you very much for joining us here at the UGC. You folks have a great night, and we'll see you next game.